Okay. So part of this 30-day challenge that I'm doing is having us tell our origin story. And basically that's explaining why we got into the business that we're in and why we're passionate about it and how it's changed us. And so this is take number 3. And take number 3, and I'm going to try and say less ums because I noticed that's something that I did a lot. So to explain some of my backstory, my family has been pretty well off financially, but they always had some debt, and this caused visible stress to my parents. And growing up, I recognized that that's not something that I wanted to have in my future. And so, additionally, along with that, while I was growing up, I would sometimes help in a food bank that my church organized locally. And this opened my eyes to how generous people's donations could help people in need. And eventually I decided that I want to help people too, but I want to help a lot of people. And so I decided that I want to start making $100 million a year. And I and so I knew that I wanted to make all this money, but I had no idea how. I was in school to be a middle school band teacher. And so in addition to not knowing how to make all that money, I was afraid of going against this career path that I planned for so long. It was a little bit scary to me. And so I was up against this wall. I didn't, you know, I wanted to make all this money and I didn't know how. And so one day after school that day, I was on the phone with my brother and he was telling me how he got into his business and why he was passionate about it and different things. And I walked away from that phone call realizing that I needed to find my passion and what I was excited about. And so I went online and I I just went to Google and I typed in something like, how do I find my passion? And I just started watching videos and taking notes. And I came across a guy named Christian Martin who was doing a webinar and he was teaching this concept called sign spinning. And as I learned more about this, basically, it's just being like the guy on the side of the road who has a sign, he's throwing it up and spinning it, and he's trying to get people to see the offer for 50% off furniture or whatever, so that they go into the store and they make the sale, and doing that online. And he explained that he'd already made $1 million, more than $1 million using this technique, and then he'd helped tons of people start making money using his system. And because it's online, you can set it up and set up a process and it works for you automatically and you don't need to do anything once you've created it and it starts working. And you can use that same process for the same kind of business in a different location and it doubles the work that you're able to do. And all you have to do is put in the other person's information into this funnel, this process. And so this was like crazy to me. And I realized that this, because it was so scalable, this could be the answer to what I was trying to, my goal to make $100 million a year eventually. And on top of that, I learned that a concept by a guy named Dan Lok, who teaches about the wealth triangle, and it's a pattern of building wealth. And so these two ideas came together for me, and I realized that I was able to start making a lot of money online. And so I decided that if I was going to invest all this money, I needed to look for some other alternatives. And so I did some research and I decided that I would find the best one and I would buy it and then I'd start learning and making money immediately. So I looked around, I found a better course. It was for $2,000 and it was a guy by a guy named Russell Brunson, and he was teaching this concept called funnel building, which is the very same thing. And but the problem was I still needed like $1,800 because I'm a poor college student and I only had like $200 in the bank, and coronavirus had caused my job to go away. And so I'm praying about this. I'm trying to figure out how to buy this course because I want to help people. I want to make money so I can donate it. And about 2 weeks later, the economic relief check comes from the government to me. And in addition to that, I found a new offer by Russell Brunson that actually it delivered more value than Christian Martin's program to me, and it was only $1,000. And so I was able to buy the course, and I started going through it. And right now, I'm finishing the first phase of the training. And so, it's like through this process, I realized a couple of things. I realized that, contrary to what I used to think, wealth building is not just developing a skill or just having a business, but it's developing a skill that is valuable, having businesses that are scalable, and also investing in making smart investments and stuff. And so, in addition to that, I learned that God is invested in the small things in my life, in our lives, and that I've been praying for this opportunity, and it came, and I'm really grateful for that. And in addition to that, I realized that I don't have to pigeonhole myself into just one career path like I'd thought for a long time. And it's because I realized that I'm capable of learning new skills and that I can provide value to people in a variety of ways. And so that was, those are some really cool changes that happened to me in my mind. And so that contributes to why I'm so excited to share this service with people, because it is effective. It helps them, get more clients and make more conversions on their sales and stuff. And also it's something that will help me to provide for my family in the future and to, make, a significant impact on my community and hopefully, the world at large. So that explains my origin story.